Hi, I'm Bill Eddy, and I have been studying high conflict people for 20 years and personality disorders for 40 years. And now I'm seeing the same patterns of high conflict behavior with some of today's politicians. So this short seminars give you a little idea about high conflict personalities when politicians have them. So here we go. So basically, understanding high conflict politicians is so that you can defeat them in elections. And that's what this is the first of several short videos about. So let's get going. First of all, high conflict people, 4 characteristics. You all know some. So the first characteristic is preoccupation with blaming others. Now, that might look kind of innocent and interesting, but when people do that a lot of the time, it means they don't take responsibility. It means they don't know how to solve problems, so they shift the focus on blame. And what we're seeing with many politicians today around the world is that they're preoccupied with blaming others. And while blaming others was a big reason that high conflict people didn't used to get into politics, because they're really ineffective, now, because of modern media, which I have another video on, they're getting a lot of attention because blaming others is exciting. It makes people look strong, but it only makes them look strong. They aren't strong, they aren't smart, and they aren't good at solving problems. Just look at the leaders that are solving problems around the world with the COVID problem. So keep that in mind. Second is they have all or nothing thinking. And by the way, this is people in families, in the workplace, in communities. You know some, but now they're politicians, and their all or nothing thinking gets into their policies. So for example, Donald Trump wants no Muslims coming into the country when he started, wanted to shut off countries. He saw countries, you've got Muslims, we're gonna cut off you bringing people into the country. You can't fly in, you can't do anything. All Mexicans are bad is what he implied. They're rapists, murderers, etc. Of course, he has a footnote, well, I guess a few were good people. But the message that comes through is some people are all bad, some people are all good. And it's all or nothing. Solutions are all or nothing. Unmanaged emotions, so defensiveness, impulsive behavior, getting thrown off track, getting vengeful. We see this in these leaders, and it's not just Donald Trump. We're seeing this in Europe. These are characteristics of Putin. These are characteristics of Duterte. These are characteristics of Viktor Orban in Hungary, all around the world. So the emotions drive their behavior, and you never know which day, which way their emotions are going. And so they attract a lot of attention. They're fascinating people, but they should not be given power. And the last is extreme behavioral threats, pushing people around, dividing people, pulling them from their communities, putting children in cages, all of that. We've seen throughout the last 100 years, when high conflict people become politicians, they become very dangerous. Now, they often have personality disorders, such as narcissist and sociopath. And here's a page from my book which explains this, and I'll be very brief. You have a high conflict personality, you have narcissistic traits, drive to be superior, fantasies of unlimited power, sociopathic traits, drive to dominate. And watch for that word. That's a dangerous word. That goes with lying and conning. When someone lies all the time, that means they're more likely a sociopath. Narcissists exaggerate, sociopaths lie a lot. But they're highly aggressive, high risk takers, and they'll bring everybody down with them. And if you want more on this, here's my book about it, Why We Elect Narcissists and Sociopaths and How We Can Stop. There's now a great video, 3-minute interview of me about this book. You can click there, or it's by the Daily Mail. And it has 3 years of history and how what I'm talking about really explains the pattern that's dangerous today. So that's a quick nutshell about high conflict people, high conflict politicians. My other videos here are also very brief and will tell you how they get elected and how to defeat them and throw them out. Thank you for watching.